Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Lancaster Town Board work session for Monday, July 21st, 2025. This evening, we're going to have one work session presentation from Newman Properties. Is Tim Boyle here tonight? Tim, you want to come up, introduce yourself, and go ahead and do your presentation? Thank you.
We are live streaming.
Thank you. And thank you for your time. I don't have a lot for a presentation. I'm just here to discuss our property at the corner of the old Alley-Oops property at the corner of Genesee and Harris Hill. Our previous opportunity with Chevette's Chicken is no longer happening, unfortunately. But I do have one of our business partners, a very interested local company who's interested in a gas station. And I know that it's not currently zoned for a gas station. It's my understanding that its current zoning, a convenience store is an approved use, but I'd need a special use permit for gasoline. So whether it's a special use permit or a rezone, I would need the support of this board. So I'm really here to sort of just ask you guys straight up if that's something that I could expect support on. I don't want to waste your time or my time, or and it's a local company, a very successful local company. So it would be a higher end convenience store similar to what we built as NOCO. Convenience store, gas station, no Tim Hortons. I don't believe a drive-through, but they have a very successful proprietary food program within their organization. So I guess I really just came to sort of ask you guys straight up, is it something you'd be interested in me pursuing? I don't want to bring something before it's much easier, like with Chevette's, it's much easier when you guys like the project. And I'm just being straight up. I don't want to
salivating for that one.
Yeah, same here. And I've met a number of other similar like businesses. My harsh reality with that building is it's hasn't been upgraded inside in 47 years. I shouldn't, that's not fair. It hasn't been upgraded in a long time. And so it's going to take it a very extensive renovation, and that seems to be scaring a lot of people. When we originally were interested in that corner, of course, that's what we do, that's what we know best. I had a survey done of that of that corner for a gas station back in January of 24 when we first started looking at it, and it came back very strong. Before we closed, Chevette's came to me. That was a good opportunity. We ran with it. Unfortunately, they had some issues and it didn't pan out, but so I guess I'm just sort of looking for some straight up feedback from you guys, if you're willing to.
Board members, questions?
How big is that lot? How many acres?
1.5 acres.
Okay.
And I'm certain it would be restricted to the same type of conditions from the DOT. I'm sure they'd write in, write out only on Genesee Street, and where they'd make me move the curb cut all the way to the back to receive optimal traffic safety. Absolutely. The good news from the town standpoint, it's probably a $4 to $5 million investment by this company, so it'd be a very significant tax base, and it would be a long-term plan, and they do things right. I would say for a local company, they do as good of a job as we did when we built convenience stores.
Personally, I mean, with the traffic issues on Harris Hill, before I can say yes or no, I'd like to see some sort of traffic study of some sort.
I agree with that.
We get backed up, you know how it is. So,
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, but and that's the exact feedback, type of feedback I'm looking for. To just, I mean, if all of you looked at me and said we're opposed to it regardless of what a traffic study says, which I think was the case with my car wash, I'd respect it, and I just wouldn't, I don't want to waste 50 grand and a whole bunch. I don't want to keep. Yeah. I enjoy speaking in front of you guys, but I don't want to torture you. So, should I bring it in front of you? Is there any other feedback?
So there is the gas station on the opposite corner already with the convenience store right there.
Yep.
And Tim Hortons is right across the street.
Yep.
Because there are two problems with that Tim Hortons, right? Unless
Yep.
queued up on Harris Hill.
I don't go to that one, so I don't,
Oh,
I
I get
can't
caught.
speak to that.
I've never seen it queued out.
Yeah, I've never seen
I
it
have.
queued out
Okay.
personally, but I do experience the traffic on Genesee often. Going, sometimes it's backed up to almost transit, trying to get through there. Would it be beneficial to have a gas station on that side of the road? Potentially. So people aren't trying to take a left-hand turn out of the other one to go home. They could just hit that way if they're trying to go home. I would like to see, like Councilmember Dickman had said, the traffic study. And
Of
kind
course.
Look into that a little bit more first to see.
Be subject to a traffic study, be subject to
Yeah.
DOT, be subject to a county, all of the above, absolutely.
Yeah.
And yes, and I'm sure they're going to highlight the DOT, and it's a very busy intersection, no doubt about it. The gas station across the street is also very difficult to navigate on site, right? It's a little functionally obsolete from a internal traffic circulation standpoint. There's no doubt that consumers are looking for larger facilities where they can get in and out of with the larger vehicles we drive, and 5 times as much parking. But as far as the traffic goes, I do understand that that's going, I would expect, of course, any feedback or any decision to be subject primarily to that traffic study, to make sure that we weren't going to make things worse.
Would you be able to give, not a rendering per se, because you have to draw that up, but they have other examples that are
Yep.
already established. And you said they have different foods and whatnot.
Yep.
Just to give examples so we
Yeah.
can see what it looks like, what they offer.
I am not quite to that stage with them where they have put it in writing, but I came right out and told them, listen, I'm not going to go into a year-long fight over this. I'm going to go right up, I'm going to be upfront and say, if I get a no thank you, we're not, but I think I'm very close to that stage with them, and at that point, I would actually let them take over the municipal approval project, and of course, they would do, they are working on a site plan right now, and I know they're serious because these national studies that we have done cost about $6,000, and I gave them mine, and they're doing their own, and they're doing a site plan, so I know they're very serious. And I've been using these guys for 20 years, and it'll do very well. Yes, of course, at that point, they'd be willing to do renderings, they'd be willing to do all of the above, absolutely.
Matt or Ed, what's required by the state in this situation?
The state will govern the tank installations and the design and monitoring of the, tanks for leakage. They're double wall tanks with line excavation, so that's all permitted by DEC,
Okay.
monitored by DEC.
They gonna get involved in curb cuts or any of that
No,
stuff as
it
well?
won't get involved in it. That'll be DOT in the highway, county.
Okay, to the county, okay.
They will, and the fuel asset package that is put in these days is the better part of $700,000. The fuel, they're all double wall fiberglass with interstitials and brine filled. They're monitored 24/7. They're good for 50 years. That's another issue. With some of the older gas stations, they're going to be coming out of service because a lot of the tanks are from the 80s, and
Sure.
yeah, so yes, they will put all obviously brand new.
Plus fire suppression. They all have.
I'm sorry, what was
Plus fire suppression. They all
Yeah,
have built-in
for the
fire
tank.
suppression systems.
Okay. What does the board want to do? Just, again,
I'd like to see the study, yeah.
yeah, see the studies
It
and,
could be-
make our determination.
That's
somewhere
the,
down
that's the
road.
best answer I could ask at this early stage. I just really wanted to be upfront and say
Appreciate it.
exactly what I just said, and thank you very much for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're gonna go around to our department heads, and I promised the chief he could go first tonight, so chief.
Good evening.
Evening.
Talked with the supervisor today, just asked for a little extra time tonight because there was a few things that I wanted to make sure we went over, just to provide some clarity to the board. The first thing I'll start with is I'm seeking support for Resolution 16 and 17. We're looking to finalize the hiring of officers for the police academy that's going to start next Monday. We have 2 officers that we feel are very good candidates that are scheduled for resolution tonight, and I would really ask for your support. These officers have gone through all the vetting process and appear to be very solid candidates for us moving forward. I also wanted to show my support to the board for resolution number 11, the MOA between the town and the Cuga Club. I think the situation with us having an officer over at dog control kind of taking on a lot of the responsibilities of making sure that things are getting done over there has been a very successful opportunity. And at this point, I think the MOA, the conditions in the MOA are very appropriate for what they're seeking. I'm also looking for board support tonight for resolution number 25. This is the flock safety camera system that we're looking to enhance the safety, security, and good order in the parks. I've met with Supervisor Carmen Ciccarelli from Parks and Rec in the buildings and had multiple conversations about the situations going on in the parks. As you probably know, we had some damage to town either owned or leased property, and then we've been having some problems with juveniles in some of the parks. You know, we're doing what we can with them, and ultimately the responsibility is going to be at the part of Supreme Court or family court, depending on what the situation is. But these cameras will allow us to have, at some points, a live view of the situation if there was a problem. And it's immediate evidence that we'd be able to gather to utilize in either prosecuting individuals for the damage that they've committed or for some of the other crimes that are actually taking place in these parks. So it's a big step for the town, but I think it's more than appropriate at this point. It's a way to protect the other residents that are going there to use the parks for what they're originally intended for. I do have Brad Cochran, the representative from Flock Safety, here with us tonight. If anybody has any questions and would like to ask anything, he's here to answer them for you during the work session. The last thing I wanted to discuss was a situation that was brought to your attention in the last board meeting. I think it needs a public response. A resident from Pleasant View Drive came in and made some inflammatory statements in regards to the lack of assistance from the police department as it relates to commercial vehicle traffic. I want to add that we are not solely responsible for just Pleasant View Drive. We are responsible to every resident in every street in this town, and we do what we can to satisfy all those needs. So here's some data that I wanted to give in regards to commercial vehicle traffic enforcement that has taken place since we've established a commercial vehicle enforcement officer. Since October 1st of 24 to July 1st of this year, our commercial vehicle enforcement officer, Dave Owen, has completed a total of 187 commercial vehicle inspections. That's throughout the entire town, whether it's Pleasant View Drive stops, Stony Road, Walden, Genesee, wherever they're dealing with these commercial vehicles. He's done 187 total inspections. During that time, the 187 inspections that he's completed have taken 85 plus of his individual man hours to complete. So he's, for a part-time commercial vehicle enforcement officer, he's done a lot of work in the course of that time period. Over that time, because the whole essence of the commercial vehicle enforcement is traffic safety and public safety. So during that time, he has cited 273 individual violations on these trucks, whether it's an issue with the driver or the actual equipment on the vehicles themselves. And he's issued 34 citations for these violations. Why didn't he issue more? Not every one of these violations is a citable offense. So, you know, certain offenses can be issued a ticket for, and certain ones apparently can't. But through that time, he's also taken 47 vehicles out of service for their unsafe conditions or practices that were taking place. So in the short period that he's been doing this part-time, he's done a very effective job. He's also partnered with a local state trooper who does commercial vehicle enforcement, who lives in the town, and they've worked very significantly together to address the commercial vehicles in this town. We're going to do our due diligence to make sure that, you know, when we make a commitment to something, I made a commitment in '23 when I was appointed as the chief to attack this issue, and we've done just that. We have fulfilled our obligation to sending the officer to the training that's necessary, and he's done it part-time, and he's done it more than we even anticipated he was going to have the opportunity to do it. What my ultimate goal for this would be to possibly have the opportunity to deploy him as a full-time traffic enforcement, commercial enforcement officer, so that is his primary role and responsibility. So that's what I have for you tonight. I appreciate the time you've given me.
Did we ever have a traffic enforcement officer for vehicle or for trucks before?
Nothing to this level. I know when retired Lieutenant Rosler was working with the town years ago, he had attended some commercial enforcement schools, but to my knowledge, he was never out in official capacity like this. So I believe this is the first time we've actually had an officer that has completed this level of schooling and is doing this kind of enforcement.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Okay,
Anybody else?
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, Nick? Is Nick here? Nick, there you are. I'm sorry. Missed you for a minute there, Nick.
I was hiding behind Carmen. Good evening. I have a report for the town board members.
Thank you.
This is a report of the finances from January through June of 2025.
Thank you.
Report as well.
You take that picture yourself?
No, but I did find it online. Very good picture.
It is.
So this report is an evolving report, and you know, building on the clean audit report of 2024, I've been searching for a way to kind of give the town board a clear, concise picture without overloading you with tons of data and numbers. So that's what this is. This is the monthly supervisor's statement. So first page talks about some highlights on the balance sheet, operational highlights that summarize revenue versus budget, expenditures versus budget, and then digging more into the expense side of things. And then as you keep going, you kind of get to the actual reports themselves. So I think it's starting on page 6. So we have the comparative balance sheet. So this shows the town's assets, a snapshot of the town's financial position at a certain period of time. Shows the total cash, investments, liabilities, and fund balances of the town as a whole. And then as you keep going, you get to the revenues, total revenues versus budget, and then it also includes a forecast of where I anticipate the town will end up at the end of the year. So top side is revenues, on page 2 it says at the bottom, and then expenditures. So this first report is summarized by function of government, similar to what you will see in the audit reports that are issued by the town auditors, Drescher and Malecki. And then if you keep going, we break it down by department. So total expenditures by each department, and it's summarized by wages, contractual, equipment, employee benefits, all the good stuff is in here. So this is the department as a whole without, you know, each 25 accounts that are within the department. Thought it was a better way to summarize what's actually going on. And then at the end of the report, we get to, bear with me. We get to the net change in fund balances. So that's a big one. Fund balances could be thought of as municipal savings. It's everything that's left over after a certain period of time, revenue minus expenditures. Fund balances is key in assessing the town's fiscal health. So we budgeted to use $4 million of fund balance through June of this year. We have an increase of $15.3 million. That's to be expected because the town takes in 80% of its revenue in February, and then it outlays its money over the rest of the year. So I'm anticipating a 1.6 million decrease in fund balance for this year, which is much better, 60% better than the budgeted decrease in fund balance. So if you guys have any questions on this, this is for all of you. Any of the residents want a copy, it's always available in my office.
Okay. Quick question for you.
Sure.
The fund rate that we got, can you talk about that a little bit? Because again, I
Sure,
don't
yeah.
think it-
So we recently met with an analyst over at Moody's, credit rating agency, one of the big three credit rating agencies in the United States. And we talked about the town's economic and financial performance, and they assigned the town the MIG 1 rating, which is Municipal Investment Grade 1, scale of 1 to 3. 1 is the best rating you can get in the entire United States for municipal debt in the short term. So with that rating, we were able to get a net interest rate of 2.9%, which is the best rate our advisors have seen in the market since February of this year.
And that's not just like Western New York State, that's the entire country, isn't it?
Yes, yep, the entire market that they've seen, so best rate. So that does wonders for us, planning for next year's budget, opens up a substantial amount of money to be reallocated that wouldn't be tied up in interest costs.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
John Pilato? What time we
Good evening, town board.
Good evening.
So this past Friday, we completed the Golden Place recycling on Lake Avenue. We had a little hiccup on Wednesday. The mill broke down. We were ready to work all night and just get her done, but we couldn't get it done until Friday, so it pushed everything back a little bit. We did Fortin Drive today. Honestly, this process was incredible. I think it really reestablished the center line on these roads. It added to the base of the roads. The shoulders look great. If you guys want to take a peek at it, let me know. We've never used this before, but we thought it really needed it. We're going to top it in about 3 weeks. We're going to let it sit, get nice and hard. Today, we also finished Donnelly, Medley, and Belmont. So the bulk of our paving is done in the town. We're going to be helping the village the rest of this week, and then the following week we'll be going to Depew. We're going to hit the park as soon as we're done with Depew, and that's all I got. You like the landscaping out there? That
Very
came up
nice.
good. Yeah, I mean, Carmen's guys did real good, and I'd like to thank Nick Beamish for helping us with the lights.
They're out there in the wind and the rain.
John, could I just say thank you? And I know you heard some residents who were not real happy about Lake Avenue, but I want to tell you, I heard all the good things. I heard everybody telling me how wonderful you are. All the guys worked hard, all the women that are on your crew, they all worked hard. It looks great. So I heard a lot of good things.
Thank you. Yeah, the residents that we spoke to down there were pretty ecstatic. There's a couple issues
Yeah.
in there because it's an inconvenience, but other than that, I couldn't be happier. I can't wait. The only thing, Chief, you gotta watch out for that becoming a racetrack when it's all paved.
Thank you. John Trojanowski?
Our summer is going well so far, and we're almost halfway through it already. We're enjoying the new lighting that we have at the Youth Bureau, and I've been tardy at sending an invitation to all of the board members, inviting them to our summer theater workshop performances of Matilda Jr., which is this Thursday and Friday, the 24th and 25th. Our teen production of Footloose on August 7th, 8th, and 9th, and our art show on August 8th. I will make sure that you get a written invitation tomorrow morning. I'm looking forward to getting our memorandum of understanding through with the University at Buffalo's Educational Center regarding providing a GED program at the Youth Bureau. That's moving along. I hope that that will gel and we'll be able to provide that service hopefully by September. Thank you again for helping us take care of that employment issue where we had somebody who informed me 3 days before he was supposed to work that he wasn't going to do it. So the new person that's going to be employed. I appreciate your efforts regarding that. I appreciate your support regarding the collaboration we have with the Lancaster schools regarding the shared positions of social worker and family support center. We always appreciate your support. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Ron Rosler?
Good evening.
Evening.
First, I'd like to thank you for your support for resolution number 8. We've had a couple issues come up in town with accidents involving e-bikes or e-scooters. So this conference has a whole section on that, and hopefully some different laws or town ordinance that might be able to be passed to make that a little bit safer. So I look forward to going that and bringing back as much information as I can. We are 21 days into our new LVAC contract. I've been monitoring it on a regular basis. No major issues yet, a couple drop calls here and there, but rest assured I am monitoring it on an almost daily basis and checking to make sure as many calls as possible are being answered. And just to piggyback off of Chief Gummo's thing on commercial vehicles, I did that for a long time, and one of the biggest things that a lot of people don't realize, so you pull over a commercial vehicle and do an inspection. For myself, I was only doing safety inspections. It's a half hour just to do one vehicle, and then I know Officer Owen is out there doing, I believe, level 1 inspections. That could be an hour to hour and 15 minutes for each vehicle. I'm on the road every day. I listen to the radio every day. And I can tell you, he is out there every day, all day long, doing commercial vehicles and traffic safety. So I think he's doing a great job, and I think the program is a great thing.
Okay. Thank you very much. Carmen Ciccarelli?
Very quick.
I'll make it quick. Everything's going great. I'd like to thank everyone with the malfunction we had with the mechanical system at Giza Park. Every single council member, supervisor helped us get that up and going. Everything's going great. Nick's helping us get a credit card machine for the rec department and change the system, so we won't be paying a lot in fees anymore. Our HVAC guy is doing great. He's starting to get around the buildings. Erie County approved our mechanic, so we're going to be posting for the mechanic. Our guys did forestry crews full force out. Got the front done. Splash pad, working with everyone on the splash pad. That's great. And just the building stuff, windows and everything else. So thank you, guys.
Thank you very much. We're going to be caught short from our work session stuff, so what we're going to do is at 7 o'clock, we're going to begin the regular town board meeting, then finish up our work session. The board's good with that, just a few more people to go through. And then we'll, at 7:05, we do have a, right here, we have to have a public hearing on this particular one. Is going to be 7:05, special use permit at 4270 Walden Avenue. And then if we still got to continue on with any of the work session stuff, we'll continue to do it after that. And then we'll get into the regular board meeting stuff. Is that good? Okay. All right. Because again, we want to give you the opportunity to show the stuff for the splash pad as well. So I got about 30 seconds till 7 o'clock on my watch.
As we all stare at the clock.
It goes faster when you stare.
Yeah, it does, right. Yeah. No, absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lancaster Town Board meeting for July 21st, 2025. Diane, roll call, please.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Here.
Councilmember Dickman?
Here.
Councilmember Schroeder? Here. Councilmember Studley?
Here.
Supervisor Leary?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and invocation, which will be led tonight by Councilmember Burkhart.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing.
Heavenly Father, thank you for this opportunity to gather. Guide our discussions and decisions and bless our time together. Amen.
Thank you. Okay, tonight we have 34 pre-filed resolutions, which is a lot of resolutions. We have one public hearing at 7:05 p.m. We close tonight in memory of Kevin Carriero, who is better known as Coach C, Kathleen Herman, Remo Ficione, who is the father of our code enforcement officer, and John Tooland. We have 0 suspended resolutions tonight. Again, the public hearing is on special use permit, 4270 Walden Avenue, and there are no executive sessions this evening. We're going to continue on till 7:05 with the work session. We're going to, Diane, do you have anything for us?
Nothing, thank you.
Okay, Jennifer, do you have anything for us?
Just been busy helping everyone with the grant application and working on these special events, local law.
Okay, thank you very much. Ed?
Just been chasing, getting the contracts for senior center contracts, all the contracts here. There's a bunch of resolutions tonight. Hopefully they'll get passed, and they'll work with Jennifer and get all those contracts in place. And other than that, assisting with some of the grant applications right now.
Okay. You want to talk about the culvert, where we
Sure.
stand with the culvert?
Yeah, the DOT has joined us in waiting at this point and for the Army Corps of Engineers and the DEC. We've had meetings with both, and the DEC has been out to the site. The Corps finally responded today saying they're done now, waiting for DEC. And so we'll circle back with the DEC for a water quality permit, which it's our opinion that that should be one of their standard permits, not a single permit. If that's the case, it should be pretty quick. And the way the Corps email today read was, as soon as they get that, they can sign off.
Okay. In the past, we thought the Army Corps of Engineers was going to approve this, and then it was just the DEC. But now they're waiting for the DEC to come in as well. All right, and the reason I bring this up is we get lots and lots of phone calls on that culvert, and the amount of time that it's taken to get this done is just outrageous. We are staying on it. We are constantly in contact with them, as are our state and federal representative. We're constantly calling on it to get that done, so we're pushing it as much as we can. Mr. Ficione?
Well, thank you. I'm happy to be back, and I appreciate the condolences and the honor that you're giving my dad tonight. I will tell you this, and I'm going to take the time only to express what kind of an individual this was. In his last days, he was a resident of the town. Previous to that, he was a developer in the town. He gave his blood, sweat, and tears to everything that he did. That was his mantra. Do things as if you're doing it for yourself. And I will tell you that, that spilled over into me, and unfortunately a lot of people feel that effect, but I want to say this though, that's reflective of every employee of our town as well. Everything that happens in this town, people do things as if they're doing it for themselves on behalf of the public. So when we're talking about the parks, we're talking about law enforcement, code enforcement, the superintendent, the highway department, these guys are out there. People, I should say, they're getting the job done, and they're very, very limited in their resources. And with that, I want to thank this board for proposing Resolution 22. It's going to add to the staffing levels within our department, and it's going to add to the growth pattern that I forecast for this whole department to service this community. It's grown leaps and bounds in the last couple of decades, and the departments haven't grown equally to those effects. So again, we look forward to servicing this community, and I'll have a more formal and statistical report at the beginning of August.
Thank you very much. Our condolences again, and we thank you for being here this evening. Okay. We got a public hearing coming up in approximately 1 minute. We'll wait. Do you want to show the pictures of the potential splash pad now? I mean, we can start a little bit later than 7:05, we just can't start earlier. So if you want to show us, we have a resolution tonight that talks about a splash pad that's been proposed in the town of Lancaster at Westwood Park. So we wanted to be able to show the people some photos of that, trying to get it done during the work session time. So if you don't mind, Melissa, hop right in there.
Yes, so we have a couple examples. to show everybody, this is one of the examples where on the far right side, they have it separated into different areas of play for different ages. What is missing from this is actually the misting tents that we're hoping to have. We're going to have misters around the perimeter. Cindy, could you pull up the misting tent picture? But it's also going to provide some shade too. The idea would be, that's another example. Here we go. So if you look, it's kind of hard to see, but if you think about it, there's some misters kind of in the tent itself. So for those people, I'm thinking maybe grandparents, sometimes parents, but a lot of times I frequent Meadow Lee with my child, and I'm getting soaked or not at all. So it's a great splash pad, we love it. But I think this would add to the appeal for more people to be able to come and use this as a cooling station, especially as our heat indexes have rise, our temperatures are rising. There's little to no relief in Westwood Park. There's lots of kids playing soccer, baseball. I spoke with Lancaster Dubuque baseball president from there. He said, on a busy Saturday, you could have 500 people in that park at one time. So we're looking to hopefully accommodate about 125 people on the splash pad. It's going to be fenced in because we're going to have a recirculating system. So we're not just wasting water. Anybody have any questions?
In the board? Ron, the need for a cooling station, if you could just address that a little bit for us. Ron is in charge of the Office of Emergency Management here in the town of Lancaster.
Yeah, absolutely, and especially these misting stations. It's great for the elderly, parents, children. It's great for everybody in the community as a place for them to go. And it's not just to get away from the heat, but for some of the elderly, who may not have a whole lot of social interaction, you also have that aspect of them going there for that. And again, I think these misting tents are some of the greatest ideas, and the more that we can put into the area, I think it would be for the better.
Okay.
Ron, is there any letter of support or information you can provide to me within the next couple days?
He did give it to me.
I sent Melissa a letter for her to review.
Yes.
Okay. Included everything you needed.
All right, I need to submit the grant.
I will forward that to you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, great. It's kind of electronic signature if you want.
Sure.
Signature on first thing in the morning and email over.
Thank you.
Okay, so tonight we're just voting on asking for the grant for this particular project. So that's what we'll be voting on shortly. Okay, at this point in time, we're going to move into our public hearing. Can I have a motion to move into public hearing?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
On the roll?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. Public hearing. Legal notice is hereby given that pursuant to the authority set forth in Chapter 400 zoning, Article 14, Administration and Enforcement, Section 400-78, Special Use Permits for the Code of the Town of Lancaster, and pursuant to a resolution adopted by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster on the 7th day of July, 2025. The Town Board will hold a public hearing today of July 25th at 7:05 p.m. local time, right here at Town Hall, for the purpose of considering and possibly approving a special use permit application for an auto repair shop located at 4270 Walden Avenue, SBL number 94.00-3-24.1, and copies of the proposed application can be reviewed at Town Hall. So during a public hearing, we open it up to the public. If anybody wants to make any comment upon this particular special use permit application, please raise your hand. Okay, anybody see any hands raised? There's a lot of people in here.
No.
Okay, I see no hands raised at this point, so can I have a motion to close the public hearing?
Motion.
Second?
Second.
On the roll?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay, so we're going to move on to town board members, official reports, or reports of town board committees. Anybody have any reports for this evening? Okay.
I would just like to send out a couple thank yous to Carmen, Melissa, Nick, Cindy, Andrzejewski, and yourself for helping do the research and that's been needed for the grant. Oh, and Ed, I'm sorry, and can't forget you with all your infinite knowledge, helping to put together the information to submit the grant for the splash pad.
Thank you. And thanks for writing it. And Cindy, thanks to you again. What we try to do is we try to reach out for all these grants to cut down on the amount of money that the taxpayers in the town of Lancaster have to spend to meet our needs or to increase, the way we live and make things better for everybody in the town of Lancaster. So, thanks again. Okay. At this point in time, we're going to open the meeting up to persons who want to address the town board on the pre-filed resolutions. We have no suspended resolutions. So, if you want to address the town board of any of the pre-filed resolutions, please raise your hand, and then we'll be recognized by yours truly. I'll ask you to come up here and speak at the podium. Give your name and address to the town clerk. Speak directly to the town board members, not the audience, using the microphone provided. Speak once for 5 minutes or less, unless the town board grants the speaker an extension of this time limit, and any unruly activity will result in expulsion from the meeting. Do we have anybody who wants to talk about any of the pre-filed resolutions at this point? Please raise your hand. Okay, again, I can't see all the way over there, but I don't see any hands raised. Any hands raised out there? No. Okay, I don't see any hands raised. So we are going to move on at this point to the presentation of the pre-filed resolutions by the town board. Okay, resolution number 1 is mine. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular meeting of the town board held July 7, 2025 be and are hereby affirmed. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 2. Be it resolved that the following audited claims be and are hereby ordered paid from their respective accounts as per abstract to be filed in the office of the town clerk by the supervisor's office, to wit: check run number 0721-2025, total amount hereby authorized to be paid $1,494,990.58. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 3, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer Resolution 3 for adoption. Resolved that the following building permit applications be and are hereby reaffirmed. This month, we have a total of 65, 45 of which are within the town and 20 that are in the village. And be it further resolved that the building permit applications coded CSW for conditional sidewalk waiver be and are hereby reaffirmed with a waiver of the town ordinance required for sidewalks. However, the waiver is granted upon the express condition that the town of Lancaster at any future date reserves the right to order sidewalk installation at the expense of the property owner.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Burkhart, number 4 and 5, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I'm offering resolutions 4 and 5 for adoption. Whereas Town of Lancaster Highway Superintendent John Pilato, by letter dated July 2nd, 2025, has advised the town board that the Highway Department no longer has use for a 2020 Ford F-250 with 75,000 miles and is asking that the town board deem this item to be surplus equipment and permit it to be offered on an online auction. And whereas the town board has given due consideration to the request of the highway superintendent and deems it a judicious decision to declare the before-mentioned 2020 Ford F-250 to be surplus equipment and permit placement of said item in an online auction. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby grants the request of John Pilato, highway superintendent, and declares the 2020 Ford F-250 to be surplus equipment and authorizes the highway superintendent to place said item up for public bid at an online auction with Auctions International Big Tree Road, East Aurora, beginning July 24th, 2025, and concluding on August 1st, 2025, with the funds received from said auction to be made payable to the town of Lancaster and delivered to the town supervisor's office.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes.
Resolution 5, whereas the town of Lancaster Highway Superintendent John Pilato, by letter dated July 7, 2025, has advised the town board that the highway department no longer has use for a 2019 Morbark Eager Beaver with approximately 1,802 hours, and is asking that the town board deem this item to be surplus equipment and permit it to be offered on an online auction. And whereas the town board has given due consideration to the request of the highway superintendent and deems it a judicious decision to declare the aforementioned 2019 Morbark Eager Beaver to be surplus equipment and permit placement of said item in an online auction. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby grants the request of John Pilato, highway superintendent, and declares the 2019 Morbark Eager Beaver with approximately 800 hours to be surplus equipment and authorizes the highway superintendent to place said item up for public bid at an online auction with Auctions International, Big Tree Road, East Aurora, beginning July 24th, 2025, and concluding on August 1st, 2025, with the funds received from said auction to be made payable to the town of Lancaster and delivered to the town supervisor's office.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? Excuse me. On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Schroeder, number 6, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 6. Whereas the town board has previously duly advertised an invitation to bid for the Senior Center CDBG grant project consisting of roofing and siding with a skylight within the town of Lancaster, and whereas 4 bids were received, opened and reviewed on June 25, 2025 at 10 a.m., and whereas Ed Schiller, P.E., the town's consulting engineer, by letter dated July 3, 2025, has recommended awarding the bid to Aerial Roofing and Exterior, Inc., South Transit Road, Lockport, New York, a registered contractor with the New York State Department of Labor Public Work Contractor and Subcontractor Registry, being the lowest bid in the amount of $188,815. And whereas the town board has previously duly advertised an invitation to bid for the Senior Center CDBG grant project flooring within the town of Lancaster, and whereas 1 bid was received, opened and reviewed on June 25, 2025 at 10 a.m., and whereas Edward Schiller, P.E., the town's consulting engineer, by letter dated July 3, 2025, has recommended awarding the bid to Erie Contracting, Erie Street, Lancaster, New York, a registered contractor with the New York State Department of Labor, Public Work Contractor and Subcontractor Registry, being the only bid in the amount of $208,200. And whereas the CBDG grant is $375,000, with the total of both bids being $397,015, leaving the balance of $22,015 to be paid out of the buildings budget line, other capital outlay. And whereas the town board of the town of Lancaster has previously adopted an operating budget for the 2025 fiscal year, and whereas the 2025 operating budget requires the following budget transfer to buildings budget line, other capital outlay, to allow for this expenditure. So we're transferring a total of $22,015 from contingency account contractual to buildings other capital outlay. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves the bid for the Senior Center roofing and siding with skylight to Area Roofing in the amount not to exceed $188,815, and the Senior Center flooring project to Erie Contracting in the amount not to exceed $208,200, in conformance with the specifications on file in the office of William Shutt & Associates. And be it further resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves and authorizes a budget transfer in the 2025 operating budget in the amount of $22,015 from the contingency account contractual to buildings budget line, other capital outlay. And be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute the contract upon receipt and approval of the required documents and insurance certificates by the town attorney's office.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? And I just want to take a moment right now and thank our federal partners. We actually applied for this many years ago. Unfortunately, as you can see by the culvert, Sometimes things take quite a while to come around, but they did a great job. Congressman Langworthy's office helped us step through some last-minute minefields that were going on, and we finally got the money so we can fix up the senior center even more. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 7, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer Resolution 7. Now therefore be it resolved that a public hearing before the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster in Erie County shall be held at the Town Hall at 21 Central Avenue, Lancaster, New York, on the 4th of August, 2025, at 7:05 p.m. for the purpose of hearing all persons interested in proposed local law number 4, Chapter 53, residency requirements of the year 2025, and be it further resolved that the town clerk is directed to publish a notice of public hearing in the Lancaster Bee designated by the town as his official newspaper for this publication to be posted on the town bulletin board, with such publication to be not less than 10 days before the date of the public hearing. Post as required by law 1 copy of the notice of public hearing no later than the day such notice is published, and notify by mail all parties of interest pursuant to the general municipal law and the town law of public hearing not less than 10 days before the date of the public hearing. And be it further resolved that the town clerk is to make copies of the proposed local law number 4 of the year 2025 entitled Chapter 53 Residency Requirements available at her office for inspection and distribution to any interested person during business hours.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question, do you want to address this one and all? The changes that are coming up with the local law?
Sure, absolutely. Given the difficulties in hiring certain positions within the police department, the town has decided to lessen the residency requirements for certain positions.
Okay, thank you very much. On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 8, whereas Supervisor Leary has requested authorization for Emergency Management Director Ronald Rosler to attend the 2025 New York State Highway Safety Symposium located in Oswego, New York, October 14th through the 17th. And whereas the $425 registration fee for the New York State Highway Safety Symposium will be paid from the town's 2025 budget line, education expense, and whereas the Emergency Management Director is seeking reimbursement for the hotel expense, an approximate cost of $488, which will be paid for with funds available in one of our budget lines for travel, meal, and expense. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby authorizes Ronald Rosler, Emergency Management Director for the Town of Lancaster, to attend the New York State Highway Safety Symposium. Be it further resolved that all requests for reimbursement must be presented in the form of original itemized receipts for actual and necessary expenses in accordance with the Town of Lancaster reimbursement policy and submitted to the Director of Administration and Finance. We have a second.
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 9, Councilmember Schroeder, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 9. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby requests financial assistance from New York State Climate Smart Communities Grant Program pursuant to Environmental Conservation Law, Article 54, Title 15, and whereas the Town of Lancaster certifies that it has identified $375,000 of matching funds from the remainder of the Westwood Park Playground Bond and the Town of Lancaster's unassigned fund balance pursuant to the requirements of Environmental Conservation Law, Article 54, Title 15, and whereas the town, acting as lead agency, duly considered the request for the project on July 21st, 2025, the board stated that this is categorized as a Type 2 and no further action is needed, and now therefore be it resolved that the Town of Lancaster hereby authorizes Robert E. Leary, Lancaster Town Supervisor, as official to act on his behalf in submittal of an application through the consolidated funding application for $375,000 to be used for the Westwood Park splash pad.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Burkhart, number 10, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor and Honorable Board. I offer Resolution 10 for adoption. Whereas Benderson Development, Delaware Ave, Lancaster, has applied to the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster for a permit for private improvements upon real property in the town of Lancaster within 6727 Transit Road. And whereas the town engineer of the town of Lancaster has certified on the following permit application that he has reviewed the improvement plans and permit application for the installation of the private improvements requested, and that they conform to the ordinances of the town of Lancaster. Now therefore be resolved that the private improvements permit application number 868 for Chipotle Restaurant, Transit Road, Lancaster, which is a permit for private improvements for project quantities: curbing, 1150 linear square feet, pavement, 25,850 square feet, storm, 6 catch basins, 177 linear feet of 4-inch perforated pipe, 47 linear feet of 6-inch HDP, 86 linear feet of 8-inch HDP, 145 linear feet of 12-inch HDP, water, 120 linear feet of 2-inch PE-3074 PVC, lighting, 4 light poles, and sidewalk, 120 square feet, 5-inch wide sidewalk.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 11, please.
Thank you again, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer Resolution 11. Whereas the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster has reviewed a memorandum of agreement which has been reached between the negotiating teams representing the Town of Lancaster and the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association regarding specific language in the current collective bargaining agreement, and whereas the Town of Lancaster and the Cayuga Club are parties to a CBA covering the period January 1, 2021 through December 31st, 2025, whereas the language in the current CBA does not address dog control officer duties, whereas the parties have discussed this matter and have agreed to the following terms and conditions set forth in this memorandum of agreement. Number 1, Section 3.04 non-competitive job classifications shall be amended to include dog control officers. Number 2, Section 5.01 seniority shall be amended to include dog control officers with the non-competitive job classification. Number 3, Section 6.01 salaries shall be amended to add dog control officers in the detective/SRO/dare category. Whereas, after due review and consideration, the Town Board deems it in the Town of Lancaster's interest to ratify the memorandum of agreement between the Town of Lancaster and the Cayuga Club. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby authorizes the Town Supervisor to execute on behalf of the Town of Lancaster the memorandum of agreement by and between the Town of Lancaster and the Cayuga Club as presented.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question, our dog control people are doing an excellent job. We appreciate everything they're doing. And we're trying to make this all good with the contract as well. So, on the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 12, whereas the Town of Lancaster has been awarded a reimbursable grant in the amount of $1,156,000 from the Housing Trust Fund Corporation for the purpose of funding New York Forward, a capital project to be accounted for in the Capital Projects Fund, and whereas the grant funds are reimbursable upon completion of the project and submission of required documentation necessitating temporary funding to cover project costs until reimbursement is received, and whereas at the end of fiscal year 2024, the general fund has assigned a portion of its fund balance so that sufficient resources are available to provide temporary financing for the project through an interfund loan with repayment expected from the grant proceeds, and whereas pursuant to New York State Town Law, Section 64(1) and Section 112, the Town Board is authorized to manage the financial affairs of the town, including the temporary advancement of funds between town funds, provided such actions are consistent with proper financial management and repayment is reasonably expected. And whereas in accordance with the guidance of New York State Comptroller's Accounting and Reporting Manual for Towns, interfund loans are permissible for temporary financing of capital projects when repayment is reasonably expected from a specific revenue source, such as grant funds. And whereas the Town Board desires to ensure proper financial management, transparency, and compliance with all applicable laws and regulations in funding the project, Now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster as follows. Authorization of interfund transfer. The Town Board hereby authorizes an interfund loan from the general fund to the capital projects fund in amount not to exceed $1,156,000 to provide that temporary financing for the New York Forward project. 2, establishment of capital project. The Town Board hereby authorizes the establishment of the capital project, project number 90244, New York Forward, to track all expenditures for this grant. Number 3, terms of the loan. The interfund loan shall be repaid to the general fund from the capital projects fund upon receipt of the reimbursable grant funds from Housing Trust Fund Corporation, or no later than December 31st, 2027, whichever occurs first, unless extended by further resolution of the Town Board. Number 4, accounting and documentation. The Town's Director of Administration and Finance is directed to record the interfund loan as a due from Capital Projects Fund and the General Fund, and a due to General Fund and the Capital Projects Fund in accordance with generally acceptable accounting principles and New York State Comptroller guidelines. Number 5, repayment and assurance. Repayment of the interfund loan shall be made promptly upon receipt of the grant reimbursement, and the Town's Director of Administration and Finance shall ensure that such funds are properly remitted to the General Fund. 6, compliance. The interfund loan shall be executed in compliance with all applicable provisions of New York State law, including but not limited to Section 40-A of the State Finance Law, and shall be subject to audit by the New York State Comptroller. And 7, this resolution shall take effect immediately upon its adoption by the Town Board. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question, okay, this money is going to be utilized to fix up Town Hall and the Opera House upstairs. We were part of the overall New York Forward funding that came into the village and the town. So all these windows you see here are all going to be replaced with new windows on the old section here. Up in the Opera House, they're going to be doing quite a bit of fixing up there. They're going to have better equipment, better seats, nice big board on the back that changes different types of background scenes, whatever they need. Out in front, we're going to have a LED billboard out there to describe everything that's going on at the Opera House and different things going on in the town of Lancaster. And it was a pretty good coup that we were able to come up with this money. But like any grant or anything else, pretty much, we have to pay for it first. So we take the money out of one place until we can be reimbursed by the state of New York. So that's what's going on. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 13. Almost picked that one up too. Whereas the town of Lancaster would like to formally adopt a computer system security breach notification to inform individuals of any potential identity theft through breach of the security systems. This policy is consistent and adopted pursuant to New York Technology Law, Section 208. And whereas the town board has given due review and consideration to the adoption of the computer system security breach notifications policy and finds it to be in the best interest to adopt said policy, now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby adopts the computer system security breach notification policy effective immediately. Be it further resolved that the computer system security breach notification policy will be emailed to all department heads for distribution and provided to all future town employees upon hire. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 14. Whereas William Shutt Associates, the town of Lancaster's consulting engineer, by email request dated July 11, 2025, has requested that the town board authorize an invitation to bid for the Warner Road reconstruction project within the town of Lancaster. And whereas the town board has given due review and consideration to the request for the Warner Road reconstruction project within the town of Lancaster and deems it in the public interest to invite public bids in conformance with General Municipal Law, Section 103 of the State of New York. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby invites public bids for the Warner Road reconstruction project within the town of Lancaster. Said bids to be in conformance with the plans and specifications, which are available for inspection at William Shutt Associated, located right here at 37 Central Avenue, Lancaster, New York. beginning at 9 a.m. local time on July 24th, 2025. Be it further resolved, bids are to be received in the office of the town clerk right here at 21 Central Avenue, Lancaster, New York, no later than 10 a.m. local time on August 12th, 2025, and will be opened thereafter. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 15, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer Resolution 15. Whereas on June 5th, 2023, the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster authorized a private improvement permit upon real property in the Town of Lancaster at 9 Lancaster Parkway for a 75-foot curb cut, 15,000 square feet of pavement, 190 feet of storm pipe, and 2 catch basins, 40 feet of 1-inch water line. Whereas according to the conditions of the private improvement permit application, work under this permit is required to be completed within 1 year from the date of approval, which would have been by June 5th, 2023, and if not done, a written request for an extension is to be submitted to the Lancaster Town Board. Whereas by letter dated June 14, 2025, Bernard Colber has requested the Town Board grant a 6-month extension for the completion of the private improvement permits authorized for 9 Lancaster Parkway in the Town of Lancaster. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster has agreed to an extension of public improvement permit for 9 Lancaster Parkway, Lancaster, New York.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 16, whereas due to a vacancy in the Lancaster Police Department, William Gummo, Chief of the Police for the Town of Lancaster, by letter dated July 15, 2025, has recommended the appointment of Benjamin Spire of Lancaster, New York, to the position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department, and whereas Benjamin Spire is eligible for appointment to his position pursuant to the standards and procedures set forth in the New York State Civil Service Law, now therefore be it resolved that Benjamin Spire is hereby appointed to the position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department, effective July 28, 2025, contingent upon approval by Erie County Department of Personnel, and that such appointment shall be subject to all applicable provisions of the collective negotiations agreement between the Town of Lancaster and the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association and all applicable provisions of law. Be it further resolved that Benjamin Spire of Lancaster, New York is hereby appointed to the full-time position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department with a 52-week probationary period with the salary set as per the collective bargaining agreement with the Cayuga Club. And be it further resolved that the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Benjamin, could you please stand up? Congratulations. Resolution number 17, whereas due to a vacancy in the Lancaster Police Department, William Gummo, Chief of the Police for the Town of Lancaster, by letter dated July 15, 2025, has recommended the appointment of Andrew Collins of Lancaster, New York, to the position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department. And whereas Andrew Collins is eligible for the appointment to this position pursuant to the standards and procedures set forth in New York State Civil Service Law, now therefore be it resolved that Andrew Collins is hereby appointed to the position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department, effective July 28, 2025, contingent upon approval by Erie County Department of Personnel, and that such appointment shall be subject to all applicable provisions of the collective negotiations agreement between the Town of Lancaster and the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association and all applicable provisions of law. And be it further resolved that Andrew Collins of Lancaster, New York, is hereby appointed to the full-time position of police officer in the Town of Lancaster Police Department with a 52-week probationary period with the salary set as per the collective bargaining agreement with the Cayuga Club Police Benevolent Association. And be it further resolved that the supervisor of the Town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Andrew, could you please stand up? Congratulations. Welcome to the Lancaster Police Department. I did 26 and a half years federal law enforcement. I kind of know what you guys are going through. We always depended upon the local officers. Basically, you guys would go out and do all the hard work, then the feds would come in and we'd grab the case, take it over, get all the publicity for it. We welcome you for taking, both of you guys for stepping up, taking this opportunity to serve the town of Lancaster. We appreciate what you're doing. What we'd like to do right now is take a little break. We'll get some pictures with you guys right up front. Then you and the families don't have to sit here through the rest of our another 20 resolutions we got to go through.
You gotta sign the oath cards, too.
Oh, yeah, and you got to sign your oath card. So the officers want to come up front, family wants to take pictures.
Do I need to be in the picture?
For last time.
Because
You're part of the
by the time this meeting's over, they'll be late for the academy on Monday.
Yeah. Exactly. Scratch it out. Good.
We'll get around it.
Oh, they get...
You gotta lose a couple pounds. That's fine. This tickle's just crap.
Yes, it was.
All right. Whoever taking a picture, raise your hand so we know where to look. Okay. Okay, who's next? Okay. Any pictures? Okay, very good. Okay.
Did you want one?
You want to have them sign?
I have one. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, you can sign the oath cards right now.
Yeah. Sign, yeah. Then you don't have to wait around for the end of the 20. Okay.
If you have them.
I do. We waited last time to the end of the meeting. I can do it now if they want.
Yeah.
Now we won't talk in this time.
Residents fire. You solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States and the Constitution of the State of New York, and you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of police officer to the best of your ability. And some sign, I don't know how, right on the X. Thank you. Okay. Andrew Collins. Do you solemnly swear that you will support the Constitution of the United States, the Constitution of the State of New York, and you will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of police officer according to the best of your ability? I do. You could sign here on the X.
I'm going to give you guys your first official order. Go enjoy your families.
Okay, thank you. Oh, they brought a flock of seagulls, didn't they? Isn't that wonderful? Yeah.
And all of a sudden, there'll be 2 people left.
Inspire families. Sharon.
See you, Frank. Good seeing you.
Take care.
Thank you, bye.
That's really nice of you guys to do that.
How great is it to be loved by so many,
It's amazing.
right?
They go to Frosty's, the price still out on the ice cream.
Adam, there goes Inspire family.
could also have a break and take a Frosty's break right now.
Yeah, that'd be 6,000 book. Can you just go to numbers right now?
Yeah.
Resolution
Right.
27.
Third.
This is my chance.
I know.
Please call, yeah, thank you. Okay, resolution number 18, Councilmember Schroeder, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 18, whereas the purchase of stone is needed to accommodate the stormwater requirements for the turf field construction at Walden Ponds Park, and whereas the stone is available for purchase through the Erie County Department of Purchase bid number 222-105-004, section 604, by authorized bidder County Line Stone, Crittenden Road, Akron, New York, which eliminates the need for competitive bidding pursuant to Section 103 of General Municipal Law, and whereas the cost for the material is $120,757.43 and will be paid from budget line item contractual expenses. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster hereby approves the purchase of stone to accommodate the stormwater requirements for the turf field construction at Walden Pond Park and will be purchased from Erie County bid number 222-105-004, section 04, by authorized bidder County Line Stone, Crittenden Road, Akron, New York, for a total amount not to exceed $120,757.43, which will be paid for from budget line contractual expenses.
Do we have a second?
Second. Oh, go ahead.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 19, whereas William Shutt Associates of the Town of Lancaster's consulting engineer by email request dated July 15th, 2025, has requested that the town board authorize an invitation to bid for the Lancaster Opera House LED wall system, which will be out front within the town, or is it the one that goes on the stage? On the stage? Yeah, okay, sorry. Within the town of Lancaster, and whereas the town board has given due review and consideration to the request for the Lancaster Opera House LED wall system and deems it in the public interest to invite public bids in conformance with general municipal law, Section 103 of the State of New York. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby invites public bids for the Lancaster Opera House LED wall system, with said bids to be in conformance with the plans and specifications which are available for inspection at Avalon Document Services and at William Shutt Associates, 37 Central Avenue, Lancaster, New York, beginning at 9 a.m. on Wednesday, July 23rd, 2025. If bidders wish to purchase printed copies of the contract documents, they must be obtained through Avalon Document Services, and be it further resolved that bids are to be received in the office of the town clerk no later than 10 a.m. local time on Wednesday, August 6, 2025, and would be opened thereafter. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question, on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 20, whereas by email request dated July 15, 2025, Director of Administration and Finance, Nicholas Swanson, has requested the recommended amendments to the town's 2025 adopted budget. Now therefore be it resolved that the following budget amendments be and are hereby approved in the 2025 adopted budget of the town of Lancaster. Number one, amendment to reflect the receipt of funds from the Erie County grants for the Senior Center and Dog Control and use it to fund expenditures. There'll be an increase in revenue in account 0012706 by $38,500. There'll be an increase in expense in account 0013510-220 by $25,000, and there'll be an increase in expense 0017610-211 by $13,500 to reflect the receipt of funds from the Lancaster Library for the work performed on the library and use it to fund expenditures. There'll be an increase in revenue by $59,318 in one account, and then there'll be an increase in $26,690 to another account, and then there'll be an increase in account number 0017610-211 by $1,918. Number three, to appropriate $200,000 unassigned fund balance in the general fund to fund the contractual payments to the Boys and Girls Club. There'll be an increase 0017320-411 by $200,000. A budget amendment was not made when the contract was approved. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 21. Whereas by request email dated July 15, 2025, Director of Administration and Finance Nicholas Swanson has requested the recommended adjustments to the town's 2025 adopted budget. Now therefore be it resolved the following budget transfers be and are hereby approved in the 2025 budget, adopted budget of the town of Lancaster. Transfer total of $6,094 from wages account to the accounts listed below, $2,474 to overtime, $2,208 to comp vacation sellback, $50 to dues and subscriptions, $1,362 to office supplies. Transfer total $2,000 from repairs and maintenance to office supplies. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 22, whereas by letter dated July 16, 2025, Matt Fiscione, Code Enforcement Officer for the town of Lancaster, has recommended the appointment of Roxanne Regala to fill the open position of clerk typist in the Building and Zoning Department, and whereas Roxanne is eligible for appointment to this position pursuant to the standards and procedures as set forth in the Civil Service Law, now therefore be it resolved, Roxanne Regala of Lancaster, New York, be and is hereby appointed to the full-time position of clerk typist in the town of Lancaster Building and Zoning Department, effective July 22nd, 2025, contingent upon approval by Erie County Department of Personnel, and that such appointment shall be subject to all applicable provisions of the collective negotiations agreement between the town of Lancaster and the CSEA White Collar Union and all applicable provisions of law. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 23. Whereas the town board has previously duly advertised a request for bids for replacement windows at the Lancaster Opera House, and whereas 3 bids were received, opened, and reviewed on June 25th, 2025 at 10 a.m., whereas Edward Schiller, P.E., the town's consulting engineer, by letter dated July 10th, 2025, has recommended awarding the bid to Window Specialist, located at 188 Erie Street, right here in Lancaster, New York, being the lowest bid in the amount of $391,200. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town of Lancaster hereby awards the bid for replacement windows at the Lancaster Opera House to Window Specialist in the amount not to exceed $391,200, them being the lowest bid in conformance with the specifications on file in the office of William Shutt and Associates. And be it further resolved that the expense will be paid for from budget line 90244-400 contractual expenses. Be it further resolved that the supervisor is authorized to execute the contract upon receipt and approval of the required documents and insurance certificates by the town attorney's office. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question. Okay, so we're talking about the windows here at Town Hall in the old section of Town Hall that go all the way up to the Opera House. And on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 24. Whereas by letter dated July 16, 2025, John Trojanowski, Executive Director for the Town of Lancaster Youth Bureau, has recommended the appointment of the following individual to the position of part-time temporary seasonal for the Youth Bureau Summer Theater Program. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the following individual is hereby appointed to the following part-time temporary seasonal position of Lancaster Youth Bureau for a period not to exceed 5 months, and that being a part-time position, provide no health insurance, sick days, vacations, or other fringe benefits not specifically mandated for part-time temporary employees. And this is for Lucas Wolf, who is a tutor for the lighting and sound crew, who will be paid at an hourly rate of $15.50, which is effective date of July 18, 2025. Be it further resolved that this appointment is contingent upon successful completion of all pre-employment checks and appropriate paperwork filed with the supervisor's office, New York State required certifications, new hire training programs, and completion of town policy acknowledgments. Be it further resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster shall be authorized to take all necessary action to implement the foregoing. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 25, Councilmember Dickman, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor,
And
Honorable Board. I offer-
Councilmember Dickman, we do not have, at this point in time, an
We're taking that
intermunicipal.
out?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
we could cross that out, that'd be great.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
All right, number 25, whereas the town of Lancaster is currently engaged in an agreement with Flock Group Incorporated to provide Flock Safety Falcon Flex ALPR cameras for our use by our Lancaster Police Department, whereas by email request dated July 15, 2025, Lancaster Police Chief William Gummo is recommending that the town board of the town of Lancaster enter into a supplemental agreement for 41 months with Flock Group for additional cameras within the town and village of Lancaster for a total not to exceed $174,250 to be paid in yearly installments not to exceed $51,000 a year from budget line contractual services. Now, therefore, be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves the supplemental agreement as presented between the town of Lancaster and Flock Group for a total not to exceed $174,250 to be paid in yearly installments not to exceed $51,000 a year from the budget line contractual service. Be it further resolved that the Lancaster Town Board hereby authorizes Lancaster Police Chief William Gummo to execute this agreement upon attorney approval, which will cover a 41-month period on behalf of the town of Lancaster and do all the things necessary to effectuate the intent of this resolution.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question, and this is what the chief covered in the work session, well worth getting these cameras, help out tremendously with crime fighting in the town of Lancaster. Appreciate it. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 26, whereas Kenneth Pesdek Sr. applied on behalf of Aero Collision and Fabrication for the construction of a 50 by 60-foot pole barn for storage on a impervious surface of approximately 2.75 acre site located at 975 Ransom Road in the town of Lancaster, as prepared by Colback Construction, containing a site plan dated 11/2002 and an elevations, foundation, and floor plan from James Allen Rumsey Architect dated May 16, 2025, and received by the town of Lancaster Building Department on June 3, 2025. And whereas the town, acting as lead agency, duly considered the request for the project, including the recommendation of the town of Lancaster Planning Board in conformance with seeker regulations, and on July 21st, 2025, the town board stated that this is categorized as a type 2 and no further action is needed. And whereas the planning board recommended to the town board on July 16th, 2025, the approval of the site plan is submitted and in conformance with the town building and zoning codes, and that the town board will approve the amended site plan with the following conditions. Number 1, issuance of private improvement permits. Number 2, an as-built survey is required. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves the site plan submitted by Kenneth Pesdek Sr. for Aero Collision and Fabrication located at 975 Ransom Road, containing sheets listed previously in this resolution. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 27, whereas the town board is considering the proposed Wood Spring Suite submitted by Indus Hospitality Group Incorporated, applicant on a 2.5 acre parcel split from a 3.9 acre parcel located at 0 Maple Drive in the town of Lancaster. Whereas the town of Lancaster Planning Board has reviewed the environmental impact of this project pursuant to seeker regulations at their meeting on July 16, 2025, and recommended a negative declaration be issued. And whereas the town board has duly considered the plans for the project using the full environmental assessment form, the criteria for determining significance set forth in 6 NYCRR Section 617.7C of the State Environmental Quality Review Act regulations, and such other information deemed appropriate, including the recommendation of the Town of Lancaster Planning Board. And whereas the Town Board has identified the relevant areas of environmental concern, has taken a hard look at these areas and made a reasoned elaboration of the basis for its determination. And whereas the proposed action has been labeled an unlisted action under seeker, now therefore be it resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Lancaster This project is described as a 4-story hotel located at 0 Maple Drive, will not result in any large and important environmental impact, and therefore will not have a significant adverse impact on the environment. The reasons supporting this determination are set forth on the attached notice of determination of non-significance with respect to this project. 3, the town board as lead agency with reference to the above described action hereby adopts the attached negative declaration of environmental significance. 4, the town clerk shall file a copy of the negative declaration in the file for the project. 5, the town attorney's office shall prepare and file a notice of determination with the petitioner and with all required New York State and Erie County agencies filing a copy of the letter of transmittal. And 6, this resolution is effective immediately. Do we have a second? Okay. We do not have a second to put forth this resolution, so we're going to move on from there. Thank you. Resolution number 28. Whereas Perry Newton, Newton's Car Care applicant, applied for the change in use site plan for an automotive repair on a 1.126 acre site located at 4270 Walden Avenue in the town of Lancaster, as prepared by Young Wright Architectural, containing a site survey, aerial site image, and floor plan undated, and received by the town of Lancaster Building Department on May 22nd, 2025. And whereas the town, acting as lead agency, duly considered the request for the project, including the recommendation of the town of Lancaster Planning Board in conformance with seeker regulations. And on July 21st, 2025, the town board stated that this is categorized as a type 2 and no further action is needed. And whereas the planning board recommended to the town board on June 18th, 2025, the approval of the change in the use site plan is submitted in conformance with the town building and zoning codes, and the town board will approve the change in use site plan with the following conditions. 1, an issuance of private improvement permits. 2, as-built survey is required. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby approves the change in use site plan submitted by Perry Newton, Newton's Car Care, located at 4270 Walden Avenue, as prepared by Young Wright Architectural, containing the sheets listed previously in this resolution. Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart. Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 29, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer Resolution 29 for adoption. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster does hereby grant a special use permit to Newton's Car Care to operate an auto repair facility at 4270 Walden Avenue in the town of Lancaster upon the conditions set forth in the zoning ordinance for the period of July 22nd, 2025 and ending July 21st, 2027, and that the applicant will continue in compliance with conditions set forth in light industrial and special use permits of the Code of the Town of Lancaster and to any additional conditions listed herein as long as the applicant continues to engage in the occupation listed above on the premise, namely, and there's 2 conditions on here.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the
Councilmember Burkhart.
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman.
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder.
Yes.
Councilmember Studley.
Yes.
Supervisor Leary.
Yes. Councilmember Schroeder's number 30 and 31, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. I move resolution number 30. Whereas John Torchinowski, Executive Director of the Youth Bureau, has recommended that the town of Lancaster continue to participate in the collaborative effort with Lancaster Central School District by providing 50% of the annual salary and 50% of the annual cost of contractual expenses and fringe benefits of a school psychologist or social worker for the joint funded school and community support program within the Lancaster Central School District. And whereas the school psychologist or social worker is considered an employee of the school district with an annual salary of approximately $84,044 and the annual contractual expenses and fringe benefits of approximately $40,188.10. And whereas the town board deems it in the public's interest to provide 50% of the annual salary and the annual contractual and fringe benefit costs to the school district to ensure this service is maintained for the community, now therefore be it resolved that the supervisor of the town of Lancaster is hereby authorized and directed to execute the joint funding of school and community support agreement with the Lancaster Central School District for the purpose of providing a school psychologist or social worker for the period of August 26th, 2025 to June 26, 2026, with the town paying 50% of the annual contractual expenses and fringe benefits for a total contribution of $62,116.04, with funding for the program to be paid from budget line 14240-411 in 4 quarterly installments to the Lancaster Central School District as follows. And there's 4 payments. It looks like October 1st, December 1st, February 1st, and April 1st.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes.
On resolution number 31, whereas John Chorchanowski, Executive Director of the Youth Bureau, has recommended that the town of Lancaster continue to participate in the collaborative effort with Lancaster Central School District by providing 50% of the annual salary and 50% of the annual cost of contractual expenses and fringe benefits from a program coordinator for the Family Support Center within the Lancaster Central School District. And whereas the program coordinator is considered an employee of the school district with an annual salary of approximately $69,498.56 and the annual contractual expenses and fringe benefits of approximately $33,483.48, and whereas the town board deems it in the public's interest to provide 50% of the annual salary and annual contractual and fringe benefit costs to the school district to ensure this service is maintained for the community. Now therefore be it resolved, the supervisor of the town of Lancaster is hereby authorized and directed to execute the agreement for joint funding of program coordinator for Family Support Center with the Lancaster Central School District for the purpose of providing a program coordinator for the Family Support Center for the period of September 1st, 2025 to June 30th, 2026, with the town paying 50% of the annual contractual expenses and fringe benefits for a total contribution of $48,683.28, with funding for the program to be paid for from budget line 14320-411 in 4 quarterly installments to the Lancaster Central School District as follows. Those payments will be made October 1st, December 1st, February 1st, and April 1st.
Do we have a second?
Second.
On the question? On the roll?
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yeah?
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 32, whereas the town of Lancaster has engaged Lawley Agency LLC to oversee and implement the town's comprehensive insurance needs, and whereas Lawley Agency LLC has notified the town that policy renewal is required and has provided its comparison of available insurance products with cost, and whereas after obtaining quotes, Lawley Agency LLC recommends approval of insurance carriers and coverages for the period July 19, 2025 through July 19, 2026 in the amount of $568,791.38. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby authorizes the town supervisor's office to execute on behalf of the town of Lancaster the insurance proposal as presented between the town of Lancaster and Lawley Services for property and liability insurance as described in said proposal at a cost not to exceed $568,791.38 per year in accordance with the terms and conditions set forth in the said proposal, and be it further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to execute the proposal as presented, as well as all related and necessary documents to bind said property and liability insurance policy with Lawley Services upon town attorney approval. Do I have a second?
Second.
On the question, and I just want to point out, we sat down with Lawley, Jennifer, myself, Nick, and basically we were able to get the price down. We were looking at initially at 19%. So we went out and we compared, and they, basically went out and got bids, whatever, from other companies. So again, we went down from 19% to 5%. So we're doing pretty good on this one. Just wanted to point that out. Another good job by Jennifer and Nick, and it seems to, and Wally, and it seems to not be as bad as it was going to be for the budget. So on the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Councilmember Dickman, number 33, please.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Honorable Board, I offer a resolution 33. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby grants special use permit renewal to James Miller on behalf of Miller & Son Collision to operate an automobile service and repair business at 110 Cemetery Road in the town of Lancaster upon the conditions set forth in the zoning ordinance and the following conditions for the, zoning ordinance and the following conditions for the period beginning retroactively, that's fine, okay, from July 19th, 2025 and ending July 19th, 2027, and there are 6 conditions.
Do we have a second? On the question? On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. Resolution number 34, whereas the town of Lancaster has engaged Lawley Agency LLC to provide risk management, claims loss control, and whereas Lawley Agency LLC has notified the town that policy renewal is required and has provided its comparison of available insurance products with cost, whereas Lawley Agency LLC recommends approval of risk management, claims loss control retroactive for the period July 1st, 2025 through July 1st, 2026, in the amount of $1,500 per month. Now therefore be it resolved that the town board of the town of Lancaster hereby authorizes the town supervisor to execute on behalf of the town of Lancaster the proposal as presented between the town of Lancaster and Lawley Services for risk management, claims loss control as described in said proposal at a cost not to exceed $1,500 per month in accordance with the terms and conditions set forth in the said proposal, and be it further resolved that the supervisor is hereby authorized and directed to execute the proposal as presented, as well as all related and necessary documents to bind said risk management, claims loss control with Lawley Services upon town attorney approval. Do I have a second? Real quick, I already mentioned it, Lawley has been doing a great job for us. So, yeah, it's not a bad price for what you're doing. On the roll.
Councilmember Burkhart?
Yes.
Councilmember Dickman?
Yes.
Councilmember Schroeder?
Yes.
Councilmember Studley?
Yes.
Supervisor Leary?
Yes. At this point, we're going to move on to the presentation of communications by the town clerk. Okay. 347, Planning and Zoning Committee. 348, Resolution tonight. 349, Resolution tonight. 350, Planning and Zoning Committee. 351, Received and Filed. 352, Planning and Zoning. 353, 354, 355, and 356 are all received and filed. 357, going to the town board. 358, Planning and Zoning. 359, Resolution tonight. 360, 361, and 362 are received and filed. 363 is resolution tonight. 364 for resolution. 365, resolution tonight. 366, also resolution tonight. 367, for resolution. 368, resolution tonight. 369, code enforcement. 370 is planning and zoning. 371, received and filed. 372, resolution. 373, received and filed. And 374, received and filed. Okay. We've come to the point in the meeting where persons wanting to address the town board on any subject matter may do so. The rules are the town board will hear the concerns of persons desiring to address the town board on any town of Lancaster subject for a total period of 30 minutes. Please raise your hand and be recognized by the supervisor, me. Give your name and address to the town clerk after you come up here to the podium. Speak directly to the town board members, not the audience, using the microphone provided. Speak once for 5 minutes or less, unless the town board grants the speaker an extension of this time limit. And 5, any unruly activity will result in expulsion from the meeting. Do we have anyone who wants to address the town board on any subject matter? Please raise your hand. Yes, sir. Come on up to the podium.
Good evening.
Evening.
My name is Dino Zach. I live at 110 Peppermint Road. I appreciate the opportunity to speak with the board this evening. Thank you. On behalf of the residents of Peppermint Road in Lancaster, we respectfully request that the speed limit on Peppermint Road be lowered from 45 to 35 miles an hour. Peppermint Road, if you're not familiar, is east-west road. It's a town road. It runs between Pavement and Ransom and parallel between Genesee and Walden. The road, I don't know when it was first established, but back in the day there was a lot of farming. There were some active gravel pits, and throughout the years the character of the road has changed quite a bit. I didn't exactly count all the houses, but we have almost 60 houses on Peppermint Road right now. The road is a very narrow road. So our request is based on the following concerns. The first is safety for children. We have a lot of children on our street over the years and a lot of pedestrians. Our neighborhood is home to many families with young children who walk, bike, jog, and play near the road. So a lower speed limit will create a safer environment and reduce the risk of accidents for our pedestrians. We have a very close-knit neighborhood. We do, next year will be our 14th annual Earth Day. So we organize, we get the kids on the road, we organize an Earth Day cleanup, and we clean up all the garbage on Peppermint Road. And over the past several years, we've been extending it to parts of Ransom and Pavement and getting folks on Ransom and Pavement involved with our cleanups. That's kind of a fun, helpful thing for people. We have a 4th of July parade every year. We get a lot of kids. Again, I'm just really surprised how many children there were on our road right now. So we have a parade, and we have one of the fire departments that we have, Millgrove, comes down and has their fire trucks. We have an annual garage sale. We have a lot of residents involved in that, so there's a lot of people walking up and down the street. And then we just recently had, my wife and I hosted our 3rd annual Peppermint Road picnic, so bringing the community together, and we had maybe about 60 people, from our road, which is really neat to see. Another concern we have is with the increased pedestrian foot traffic. Many residents regularly walk and jog, walk their pets along Peppermint Road, so a reduced speed limit will promote a more walkable, livable neighborhood. On Peppermint Road, if you're not familiar, again, we have a walking path that goes from Peppermint Road to Walden Ponds. It's for walkers. There's no place to park. So, it's encouraging us to go walk over to the park and use the park, and all the new facilities happening there. I've been reading about. And noise reduction. Vehicles traveling at a high rate of speed contributes significantly to noise pollution, so lowering the speed limit will reduce the volume and the intensity of the noise, improving the quality of life for our residents. And as a preventative measure, of course, taking action now to lower the speed limit is a proactive step that may prevent future accidents and tragedies. A couple miscellaneous things to note. There are no sidewalks on Peppermint Road. We're not asking for sidewalks. The shoulders are very narrow on the road or non-existent. As a matter of fact, I can't remember exactly when, but maybe during COVID, the road was paved and lines were painted on the road. And the fog lines, which are the white lines on the side, are actually on people's front lawns in several areas because the road is so narrow. And there is no shoulder, and in a lot of sections, including the west end, there's swales, deep ditches on either side. So if a car does come by and it's not paying attention, you got to jump into the swale. I'm weed whacking along the front of the road, and it's great to have the lines on the road. It helps people organize, but when they see the double yellow line in the front, going down the middle of the road, they sometimes are a little hesitant to break over that. So, very, very unsafe to be up there. I'm trying to think. I think back in 1988, 37 years ago, was the last time that Peppermint Road speed limit was changed. It probably was 55 and it was dropped to 45. So again, with the character of the road changing, the residents and I, would like to, get your consideration maybe to lower the speed limit. Myself and Bill Karn, who was the ex-police chief here, he lives across the street from us, and we went down door to door, and we pretty much got everybody's signature, which I want to give to you, on a petition that agreed with lowering the speed limit.
Any problem if he continues?
No.
I don't have a problem.
Yeah, you can continue.
Yes, sir.
Continue.
No, that's fine.
Play by the rules. Keep going, you're good.
So anyway, we're not deterring people from driving up and down our street. That's fine. Our concern is safety. Safety for the residents, safety for the walkers, safety for the joggers, and just safety for people in general. So, we believe that 35-mile-an-hour speed limit is appropriate, more appropriate for the residential road that we have here. And, we urge you to consider our petition and lowering the speed limit. So if I can present, this is the
Yeah,
original.
to the town clerk?
Okay, thank you.
You need
This
a
is an
copy of it,
original.
or?
I just made a few copies there. So,
Okay, thank you.
thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you. Appreciate it. Does anybody else want to address the town board on any subject matter? Please raise your hand. Yes, ma'am?
Good
Good evening. Rebecca Spur with BME Associates. We're the civil site engineers for the applicant and his hospitality group. So we're here tonight for item Resolution 27. Just wanted to offer any, if this board had any questions or if there was any further information that we can provide based on our last meeting with the planning board and their seeker negative recommendation.
I am happy to work with the town board this week and gather their thoughts and give a report back.
Sounds good, yeah. Just wanted to offer, you can reach out to me and, yeah.
Absolutely.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Does anybody else want to address the town board on any matter? Please raise your hand. Okay, seeing no hands raised at this point, can I have a motion to close?
Motion.
A second?
Second. We're all going
And
somewhere.
on the roll.
Okay,
Hang on for the roll.
I know. So who first? Let's roll.
Mark was first, Adam was
Adam
second.
second.
Okay, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried.
Okay. This meeting is now closed. Thank you very much for coming, folks.
Missed anything we could see in the beginning now?
Did you see how fast I read that?
Very good.
You guys didn't hang out.
Good. You did pretty fast.